What is going on, guys? Matt Downs with Daily Grind Fantasy Sports to help give you the edge for this NBA 5-game slate. Cannot wait to break it down. This video is officially sponsored by Jock Market. If you guys want to be entered into the $25 giveaway that we will do tomorrow on our live stream, please like, subscribe, and also comment your favorite GPP play for this slate. I definitely want to hear them. If you guys are brand new to this channel, we provide both free and paid content for all daily fantasy sports across all sports. If you could please show your support by hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, and of course smashing that like button for all of our future NBA content. If you would like to know more about becoming a better DFS player and taking down that big GPP, head over to www.patreon.com/DGFantasy for more information. NBA isn't the only thing we cover. We cover things like esports, like all the other sports going on right now, golf, MMA. So guys, feel free to join today. Only $20 a month. On Patreon, we give advanced cheat sheets for all DFS sports on Draftkings. These cheat sheets include updated projections, ownership, and our overall favorite plays from slate to slate. We take it a step further by teaching you how to play fantasy sports like a shark, by showing you where the best leverage spots are to put you in the best spots to take down tourneys. Also included is our private Discord chat where you get to talk over the slate with everyone, including our coaches, to help build your lineups. Now let's go ahead and dive right into this NBA 5-game slate. A bit underwhelming compared to last night. What a crazy slate last night was. We had a lot of injury news that happened after lock. And guys, personally, I pivoted to Brooklyn. What a disaster Brooklyn was in every sense of the word last night. I mean, they had their bench players playing like 30-plus minutes. It was unexpected. Steve Nash ran out, all the worst players on that team just because it got brutal very early. And Joe Harris didn't see the floor after he got pulled with 4 minutes into the game. It was insane. So I personally had the worst NBA night of my entire DFS career in the 5+ years that I've been playing. So it was horrible. I think the cash line was like close to 215, 220, and I think just everybody had a crazy bad night. And honestly, it's scaring a lot of people away from NBA. But if you're still playing and watching this video, I do believe we have an edge again tonight. Let's go ahead and start here. This slate does start at 7:30 as opposed to the normal start time at 7 o'clock. So if you guys are joining the live stream, just know that we will be a little bit later than normal, around 6 o'clock, and we will be going live around that time. But anyway, let's focus here on the current injury news that we do have. Portland still without Collins and Nurkic, however, add Little and Simons to the injury report. Right now, we have Miami without Bradley and Dragic. That does impact them just a little bit. It is a pace-up spot here for Miami, so I do like guys like Jimmy Butler here in GPP's. Haslam still out with Washington, Bertans, and Ish Smith still out, but it's a pace down spot here versus New York. New York absolutely crushed Washington last game. Should see a bounce back game here. Should be more competitive from the Washington Wizards. New York is still without Rivers. D-Rose is questionable. With the Clippers, Beverly and Ibaka are still out, so it does draw some chalk there in LA. With San Antonio, Rudy Gay questionable, Lonnie Walker questionable, and Aldridge is no longer going to be playing with the San Antonio Spurs, so just GPPs for them. We still have to wait on what Rudy Gay and Lonnie Walker does. And then with Philly, we have Seth Curry questionable. Joel Embiid is still out. Doesn't really impact Philly just because the prices are up on all these guys across the board. And then with the Lakers, we have Marc Gasol. He is questionable. Anthony Davis, Dudley, and LeBron James are out for these guys. So we still do have some interest here with the Lakers. Some guys are still undervalued for that team. Last but not least, the fireworks come at the 10 o'clock game. The matchup here between Golden State and Sacramento. Steph Curry still out, so that does impact Golden State. And then with Sacramento, we have Bagley officially out. Wright is questionable, but that shouldn't impact them that much. But the pace of this game is the highest on the slate. Let's go ahead and take a look. When we compute all the values, we're going to start here with the Sacramento Kings. When you take Bagley off the court, guys, I just want you to notice these minutes across the board. Halliburton has played 36 in his past 2 contests. We have Buddy Hield playing 38 minutes his past 2 contests. Very consistent. Barnes, 41 in his both 2 contests, and then also with Fox, 38 and 40 minutes, and then Rashawn Holmes also playing about 30 to 35 minutes. So these are the starters, those 5 guys that I just named, and we can expect these guys to be playing about 32+ minutes every single game going forward. And it's very relieving to see Halliburton here now coming back to full strength, playing 36 minutes. So we're going to expect, even on the back-to-back, that these guys are going to play full minutes. assuming that it does stay close. Sacramento is projected to win by 2 points without Steph Curry, so that being said, I'm confident these guys should play the entirety of the game. Coach is not afraid to throw these guys out 35 plus minutes. That being said, Halliburton here right now showing a 32.3 projection with all those guys off the court. Halliburton 0.95 fantasy points per minute. Not the best, but again, 36 minutes is what we're going to expect him to play. Buddy Hield, same exact thing. However, he only averages 0.85 fantasy points per minute. So I'm not thrilled about Buddy Hield. Probably my least favorite guy here out of the starters. Harrison Barnes averaging 0.9 fantasy points per minute here, projected at about 35 to 38 minutes. So I do like him here in GPPs, showing 18.3% ownership. But the one guy I do like the most, showing actually the best value on the slate, he actually got the price drop from $9,000 to $8,700, and he's showing the best value on the sheet when we project him for 36 minutes. Could possibly play more. He's played 41 in his previous 2 contests. So I actually love De'Aaron Fox. I was considering making him the thumbnail. I think it's a fantastic matchup here versus Golden State. And like I said, the minutes you can't shy away from. So at 18.1% ownership, I do consider him cash viable. My 2 favorite options here from this team are going to be Halliburton and Fox. Halliburton is showing the most ownership, and that makes sense because he's starting to get an uptick here in minutes at $6,000. Definitely a very good option. Let's flip over to the other side of the ball. Like I said, you want to target both sides of this game. Jordan Poole has been playing a sensational amount of minutes here, 39 minutes in his previous 2 contests. I was a bit conservative. I only projected him at 35 minutes, but if you guys look, without Steph Curry on the floor, Jordan Poole averages 1.04 fantasy points per minute and a 26.5% usage rate, which is actually very, very good when you compare him to the rest of the team. Averages more points than Andrew Wiggins, but Andrew Wiggins is a starter, so you guys, hopefully you got my sense of how much I hate Andrew Wiggins, just because he's so streaky. $6,700, he's next on the list here, 21.7%, averaging 0.97 fantasy points per minute. Just never been that good of a shooter. 6 for 15, 4 for 14 in his previous 2 contests without Steph Curry. But guys, it's an up-paced game. I won't hate you if you like Andrew Wiggins tonight. I prefer Jordan Poole at $6,100. He's by far my favorite value play on the slate, hence the reason that we made him the thumbnail. Also, James Wiseman, projected right now for 25 minutes, averaging over a fantasy point per minute, 1.1 to be exact. Comes out to a 5.5 point per dollar value, so I don't mind him as well. Kelly Oubre, more of a GPP option, just hasn't been playing that well. Very, very streaky. Same thing as Andrew Wiggins, but I do trust Oubre more in the shooting department. And then Draymond Green, strictly GPP. His price tag is way, way too high. So my favorite option is Jordan Poole, also Wiseman. You can throw Wiggins and Oubre in there, but all these guys are cash viable given the pace of the game. And then last but not least, when we're talking about cash, let's look at the Clippers. All these guys are actually pretty cheap. Zubac, $5,600 is still underpriced. We're projecting him around 30 minutes. Averages just about a fantasy point per minute, so we have him projected at 28 fantasy points. Comes out to a 5 point per dollar value. Paul George, his price tag, $7,800, very cheap. Same thing with Kawhi Leonard. Paul George is showing more ownership just because of his price drop. Kawhi Leonard, 8.8K, definitely a viable option as well. And then Nick Batum at $3,700 is very cheap, passes the eye test. Yes, he's not the best fantasy point per minute player, but he's easy to get in there in terms of value. And then Marcus Morris being inserted into the starting lineup going forward has been doing pretty well. 115 points over under against the Spurs, so I do like them. They scored 134 points in their last matchup, which was last night, so I don't hate them. But my favorite options are going to be Paul George and Zubac here. It's going to be a middle of the road type build here for tonight, and of course, pending the injury news of Miami and Portland. Definitely going to shake some things up, assuming that there's no more injuries here on the slate. So that will cover my cash plays, and we will hear a quick word from our sponsor.
Jock Market is one of the most innovative ways to play daily fantasy sports today. Just like the real stock market, Jock Market allows you to buy and sell players to earn profit based on their performances throughout the day and night. They are currently offering a variety of sports where you can enter their markets and buy them for potential gains. Unlike normal other DFS sites, once the slate starts, you can make numerous changes to your stocks by buying new players you think will continue to perform well or sell players you think are going to underperform.
Right now, they are running every sport with overlay, which gives you an easier chance to win than other major DFS platforms. Download Jock Market now on the App Store and use code DGF to receive a $20 deposit bonus. Be sure to subscribe here for all future Jock Market content. And now let's switch over to some favorite GPP plays here. Julius Randle, what a beast, 10.2K. Nobody's going to want to touch him here at that price tag, but he's playing in the pace-up spot versus the Wizards. Love him. RJ Barrett, another beast, has been playing out of his mind. So I love all these Knicks here in the pace-up spot, even dare I say his name, Reggie Bullock, has been shooting pretty well and been playing a good amount of minutes. Assuming that Derrick Rose is out, I'm going to have more interest here in this team. But guys, Knicks are very low owned. And on the flip side of the ball, these guys got blown out last game. People are going to see the game log and just get off of them. Only playing 29 minutes in his last contest. Russell Westbrook, I love in today's contest. With the price increase, he should be even lower owned, only showing 9.7% ownership. And then Bradley Beal still showing low ownership at 15%. I've been saying all year long that these Wizards are just so under-owned every single contest, and they make for great GPP plays, just given the upside and the pace that they play at. Let's switch over to my favorite SuperDraft plays. If you guys haven't played SuperDraft, first of all, what are you doing? Don't log off this video. Let me tell you about SuperDraft. It's just based on projections. There's no salaries. You can literally start all the superstars every single night. Very fun to play, and it's actually easier to win because there's a ton of overlay. The rake percentage is lower. Comparing it to like DraftKings takes 15% of the pool before they even distribute out the prize, the rewards for you winning. SuperDraft is 5 to about 10% on every single contest, so it's literally easier to win, and there's not that many people that play. There's not as many sharks, so it's very easy to win, guys. I'm going to give you my favorite plays. Use the code, use the link below when signing up. It will take you directly to our promo link. You just sign up, and then you take our picks, guys, and hopefully reap the benefits. So we have De'Aaron Fox right now, my favorite play on the slate, 1.25 multiplier right now, 60.8 points. Crazy value there. We love De'Aaron Fox in both DraftKings and SuperDraft. Montrezl Harrell, only a 1.35 times multiplier. We saw a 1.4 in his last contest, but he still looks great. Given the matchup here versus Philly, I have him rating very well on the sheet. By the way, I didn't even talk about him over there in DraftKings. He makes for a great GPP option just because of his price increase. So love him on both formats. Kawhi Leonard continues to be disrespected here. 1.15 times multiplier. He's a superstar, and he happens to be one of the better players in the NBA, so love him. Jordan Poole, 1.45 times multiplier, seems criminal. Same thing with Dennis Schroeder, the exact same multiplier. And then last but not least, Oubre and Halliburton at 1.5 times multiplier, pace up spots. Target that Golden State Warriors Sacramento game on both DraftKings and SuperDraft, and I promise you guys will have a good night. All right, guys, that will wrap up my video. Hopefully you did enjoy this content. If you did, please do hit that subscription button, notification bell, and of course, smash that like button for all of our future NBA content. With all that being said, have a great rest of your night. We'll see you at the live stream. Let's cash.